gun violence is a pandemic within a pandemic. We know about 50 million guns were sold in the last year, many of them to people who live in states that don't require a background check or training or permitting. And so I'm truly afraid that the gun violence we're seeing, not just mass shootings, but the daily gun violence we see in our communities, is going to increase in the coming weeks and months.
Well, when it comes to action by the federal government, I wouldn't advise anybody to hold their breath on the likelihood that there will be significant new federal laws. There are two measures that passed the House of Representatives early this year. One that called for uniform background checks of all gun purchases. As things stand right now, only about 80% of gun purchases come with a background check. The other 20% are private sales from private individuals, and those are mostly unregulated in most of the states. The other bill is to lengthen the time period during which a background check can occur, lengthening it from 3 days to 10 days. So those two measures, which have overwhelming support, passed the House. They are now with the Senate, and it's anybody's guess as to whether the Senate will act.
We're looking at what kind of authority I have relative to imported weapons, as well as whether or not I have the authority to these new weapons that are being made by 3D equipment that aren't registered as guns at all. There may be some latitude there as well.
But communities around the country also have an ability to take action in various ways, like community outreach programs, like reforming their police departments and their policing practices. There are a lot of things that are being done right now to try and address the problem of violence, to try and interdict illegal gun trafficking. This would be easier if the federal government were on board with it, but that still doesn't prevent states from taking actions to address gun violence. And there are programs and ideas that we know work because they've been used in selected places. And that is an area where localities can forge ahead. And of course, some states as well.